Hi everyone, Virginia here, astrologer and holistic healer. And today I'm in my virtual office, weather permitting, and look at this view. Anyway, let's go over the highlight of the week, that is the full moon in Capricorn, and that's sandwiched between two other relevant cosmic events. Mars entering Gemini the day before, we have a Mercury going retrograde on the same day, and Jupiter entered Leo on the day after. So let's get into it. Right before we get to the full moon, Mars moves into Gemini, leaving the slow Taurus, which is the sign that is in detriment, and life just gets faster. This is air to the fire. Information moves quicker and we get more mentally wired, more scattered, more like type fast, talk fast, decide fast. Now, this is useful to catch up on backlogs and accelerate decisions or anything requiring mental turnaround. The cost is added tension. Communications can be more scattered or excitable, for better and for worse, and therefore a bit more stressful than usually, and you can get a bit restless, so watch out for running on adrenals, and you don't want to fry your nervous system out and burn out. Now, this is very relevant because we have Uranus in Gemini already doing all of that. And when these two meet next week, buckle up. And I will make a whole new video about this next week where I will go over other times in history that this combo happened. For example, the last time they met coincided with the first attempt against the president. Now, this falls in July 4. And since some of you are already making plans, let me tell you, this doesn't look too hot. Or actually, I should say, it heats things up. So better stay away from crowds and near home just in case, because we never know how things will play out, and better be safe than sorry. Though we have some idea of where it could play out based on astrocartography, but more on that next week. Now, Mars has a nice sextile with benefic Jupiter, which is exalted in Cancer and at the 29 anaretic critical degree, which tends to bring gifts before it leaves the sign, and it compensates with positive energy, rewarding effort with momentum. So whatever you put your energy into right now tends to expand, so be very mindful of your energy investment, as it will amplify the results for better or for worse. And there's a competitive edge here, a desire to be better than others. Not necessarily a bad thing if that drive is what gets things done and in the right way. But try to focus more on being better than yourself rather than spreading the chi into others, because that's when it gets diluted. Now, the main event on June 29th brings a full moon in Capricorn at 8 degrees, which is a Scorpio degree, so a degree of death, rebirth, and transformation. And in Capricorn, this one means business. Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign of structure, serious responsibility, achievement, and stern boundaries. But the moon is in detriment here because the moon is all about feelings and Capricorn is all about work, which tells you immediately this is not an emotional lunation. The moon is in the mood of rolling up its sleeves and get to work. And the ruler of the full moon is Saturn, aka Kronos, the lord of time and karma, which is at fall in Aries, because Aries doesn't wait, and Saturn is all about the things that are solid enough to stand the test of time. And this full moon forms a wide square with Saturn and Neptune, the lord of illusions and delusion, so this is more of a reality check. Are you actually doing the work that will pay off, or just idealizing the work while avoiding responsibility, or daydreaming about ideals that are not real? Full moons are completions, especially about something that started 6 months ago. Something reaches the peak and we can see the result and arrive to a conclusion that might prompt a determination or termination. And Capricorn makes that resolution less of an emotional release and more of a performance review, like a self-assessment that companies make employees do at the end of the calendar year. The full moon might be asking you to define boundaries, what you've been avoiding, and this is not punishment but protection, mutual protection, because vague expectations create resentment and resentment festers. So it's far more damaging than managing expectation. Maybe it's a boundary that you need with a business partner about the budget, or a boundary with a significant other about shared responsibilities, or maybe it's a self-boundary about how much screen time you allow yourself to have per day. Capricorn doesn't ask you to feel your way through this, but structure your way through it. Like Anthony Robbins says, put your feelings in a box and do it anyway. Tend to your chores, and after you're done, you can pat yourself in the back and indulge in your feelings all you want, but put a time out so you can come out of it. So write things down, state them clearly, define what you need and what you're responsible for, and let the other party do their own so you can negotiate a happy medium. Interactions might feel a bit more businesslike and more distant than usual, but that's okay. Sometimes that non-emotional, sober perspective is exactly what a relationship or a project needs in order to move forward successfully. The therapeutic reframe here is that distance is not necessarily disconnection. Sometimes it's about creating a safe space to leave room for something new and more sustainable to emerge and unfold. This is an excellent energy for restructuring, reorganizing your life, your business, or anything that benefits from sober, serious attention rather than emotional impulse. And as if the universe wanted to make a point about this, Mercury also goes retrograde on the same day at 26 degrees Cancer. This is the retrograde season we talked about a few weeks ago, the one that will move through Cancer for the next several weeks. And Mercury season is all about activities starting with RE, review, revise, research, reconsider, recap, redefine, and redo. Expect scheduled changes, people from the past reappearing, and that ties directly back to the full moon boundary theme, because miscommunication or things left unsaid are going to resurface now, asking to be finally addressed in order to move on. So if there's a conversation you've been avoiding, the universe is creating pressure for this to happen during this time. So you might as well have it intentionally rather than reactively. So be very deliberate with every message, with every conversation that you need to have right now. Mercury retrograde rewards clarity and punishes sloppiness. At the next day on the 30th, the biggest shift of the month is where Jupiter moves into Leo. And this happens only once in every 12 years. So the Capricorn full moon is about getting serious and doing the work, and Jupiter in Leo is about the reward from following through. So this transit is about joy, confidence, creative self-expression, and giving yourself permission to dream bigger as Jupiter expands all things Leo. And Leo is all about following your heart. And it will remain here for about a year. But by the end of next month, and I touched on this in previous videos, but I misspoke the day, we'll have the south node of past and diminishing energy moving into Leo 2 for a year and a half, which will counteract Jupiter expansion. And by mid-November, they will meet around my birthday, where it's all about letting go, lucky me, and this will be a triple whammy with Mars acting as a trigger point. But we'll go over that when the time comes. For now, Jupiter in Leo is great for starting something of your own, following your heart, supporting creative ideas with bold action, and acting like the person you really are instead of the smaller, safer version you've been managing not to step on anybody's toes. So shine without apology, but be aware the same openness can also make you more sensitive to criticism, as bigger personalities bring bigger declarations and bigger egos too. So to summarize, the full moon in Capricorn asks you to get structure, to do the work, to set the boundary. Mercury retrograde is asking you for special attention to details. Dot the I's and cross the T's. And Jupiter in Leo is bringing the reward. permission to be a bigger, bolder you. This is not contradiction, this is sequence. Build a structure, streamline the process, and joy follows. Now, how is this full moon going to play out for you? Well, this will be more relevant for people with the sun, moon, or rising in the first half of the cardinal signs, mainly for Capricorns, as this happens in your sign, so this is all about you, your identity, and your looks. Now, someone described that as superficial, but remember that the look is the outer expression of an internal reality, and that's where the depth relays. Now, for Cancers, this will oppose you, so it will be all about others, especially significant others and partnerships of all sorts. Remember that even in marriage, there's a contract. For Libra and Aries, this will square you, so it will challenge you. For Libra, this will be in your home, family, and or private life. And for Aries, this will be in your career, reputation, and public life. Now, this energy will be the easiest for the other earth signs because it will trine you. So for Virgo, this will be in your creativity, recreation, and procreation sector, so where you find your joy. For Taurus, this will be in your area of higher education, foreign affairs, teaching, publishing, basically your zone of expansion. For Gemini, this will be in your trust and intimacy and share resources area, or other people's money like your significant other. For Leo, this will be in your sector of daily routine, work, and health, where you might need some work-life balance. For Scorpio, this will be in your house of mental activity, learning, and communication, especially with peers. For Sagittarius, this will be in your sectors of values, possessions, self-worth, and income streams. For Aquarius, this will be in your area of mental health, rest and recuperation, spirituality, and institutions. And finally, for Pisces, this will be in your tribe sectors, friends, community, networks, you name it. If you don't know your big three, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I made a free guide on how to cast your chart to find out, and the link is below. Now, where I can help you the most is with a personal reading or a healing session, so follow the links below. If you want to study with me, I made a medical astrology certification course that is a 2-part course, Foundations of Astrology and how to bridge that knowledge for healing, and this is ideal for healers of all kinds, and is on sale right now for a limited time. And finally, if you want to learn about how to use sound healing with planetary tuning forks, which are the cosmic octaves of the planets associated with the 7 chakras, download my instructional guide, also on sale for a limited time. And all the links are below. If this resonates with you, please subscribe for updates, and please like. This helps me help you. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.